purification through the use of the root chakra. There's lots of ways to teach on the chakras. There's lots of different theories and even arguments, believe it or not, as in everything. But the way that I focus on the root chakra is specifically to use it to purify us of any false beliefs and fears around our safety, our security, and our belonging. The root chakra is at the base of the spine. The color is red. Imagine like a big ball of red light way down at the tailbone. That's where the root chakra is. Well, that's where we access and locate the root chakra. And the root chakra, the way that I teach it, represents the part of us that anchors us into our family belief system, into the tribe to which we belong, even into this earth plane, if you will, without any kind of grounding and a sense of belonging to these things. We would just be kind of floating with no connection whatsoever. So there's a benefit to be grounded. There's a benefit to experience our connection to our family system, to our culture, to our society, things like that. It's like our classroom, if you will. The problem is when we flip it over and we make that our source, when we when we believe the idea that my safety and security is anchored in the world, building big fences, having ammunition, wars, fighting, division, all of that is based in this false belief that we have to secure ourselves in the world. And the problem with that is we're never going to find security or safety in the world because it's transient, because it could blow up in a moment, because we're like an ant on an anthill, and that anthill could just be wiped out in a second. And that's fine if you don't know yourself as that. If you know yourself as the life that's in back of it, if you know yourself anchored in God as your safety and security and belonging, which is eternal, cannot be hurt, harmed, or injured, cannot ever be diminished. This is where you come alive, and it all gets flipped over, because now, feeling safe and secure and belonging in God, you move through the world in a very different way. That's the key. If I'm seeking that which I'll never find in the world, I will always suffer. I will always feel limited. I will always feel insecure. But if I anchor myself in where it lives and exists, which is inside of me, in heaven, in God, then it is established forevermore. I feel it and I live and move and have my being from it. So our guided meditation today is very specifically focused on helping you cut the cords, all the cords, to securing yourself in the world or sourcing your belonging in the world. We're going to release ourselves from that. I'm going to lead you through a very specific process, asking the Holy Spirit to purify the subconscious mind of all these false beliefs and false connections. And then we're going to anchor and establish ourselves in the truth of our being. In the center of the chakra, we'll make that the home in which our true belonging, safety, and security lives in God. Might be being a little redundant, but this can really be a powerful experience for you if you'll just dedicate yourself for like 8 to 10 minutes of an experience. Will be more than enough for you to have a shift in awareness and in connection. Now, again, let me reiterate, your safety, security, and belonging is always connected in God. But if that's true, and it is, then we should know that. And we should live and move from that. That's the difference. Like when something's true and we're living from a lie, that's not fun. But if we release the lie and we anchor ourselves in what is true, then a whole new world opens up. So with that, join me. Connecting with your breath, closing your eyes and turning within. If it's comfortable for you to turn your hands up on your lap, representing receptivity. Imagine your spine growing taller and even lengthen it a little bit if that's comfortable. Pulling your shoulders back a little bit, lifting your chin up and opening your chest. Now you're open and receptive for the experience that is coming your way. We begin by connecting with the breath. And I'll do 4 square breathings. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold out for 4. Do this through the nose, and I will lead you through doing this 4 times. Nice, deep, strong breaths, strong breath holds and releases. So take one big breath in, empty it out. Breathing in through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Let your breathing move to its natural rhythm as we take a few moments to be in the stillness together. Releasing the past, releasing the future, letting the body relax. Let us just breathe for a couple minutes. Release the thought. Return your attention to the breath. Now join me in placing your attention right in the center of your head, imagining a beautiful feather. And let it be a color, a blue feather, a green feather, a white feather. Let it come alive to you in color. And as you place your attention upon this feather, it begins floating downward, just keeping your focus on it as the feather passes the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the jaw. As it floats downward, you become more and more relaxed and more alert. As the feather floats past the collarbone, past the chest and lungs, past the rib cage, floating deeper and deeper down past the internal organs, traveling down the bottom of the spine, landing at the base, at the tailbone. And as it lands, imagine that a ball of red light awakens. I like to think of it like Rudolph's red nose. It's just like a Christmas bulb. but your attention upon it makes it grow brighter and brighter and larger so that the bulb idea disappears and it becomes like a red plate, a red disc of light. This is the root chakra. Now imagine, like Wheel of Fortune, you just give it a spin and it begins spinning clockwise. And as it spins, it opens up even more fully so that this red light kind of spreads through the pelvic region. And in the very center of this root chakra is an opening. The faster it spins, the more this opening occurs. It's like the size of a fire hose opening. And I want you to imagine that a stream of white, purifying light pierces through the back, through the center of the chakra, and out the front of you. And it's just a flowing stream of white light. And it's pulling with it all of the lies and attachments to the world of form for your safety, security, and belonging. Every story you've ever agreed to that your safety and security is unstable or in the world. Imagine this white light pulling it out like threads and cords. And it's just clearing out the root chakra of all false beliefs. And as that white light continues to stream through the center of the chakra, coming through the back and out the front, we take this moment to invoke the presence of the Holy Spirit, asking it to purify the subconscious mind of all attachments to the world for our safety, security, and belonging. Holy Spirit, purify, cut the cords, release us from the lie that there's anything to get in this world. All false beliefs, all ideas, all holding on, all fear. Holy Spirit, dissolve it. Let it all be forgiven. Let it all be forgiven. I ask this in the name of God, and so it is done. Breathe in. And imagine this white light that's streaming through the back out the front begins to contract. And just as it came through, it begins to pull itself out the back, releases and disappears. With our attention upon the root chakra spinning, 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 it begins to slow down and slow down and slow down even more until it stops. And as it stops, imagine this root chakra becoming a big, beautiful red rose. The petals are so vibrant, fragrant, it's so healthy, strong, and beautiful. This is a symbol given you for a balanced, happy, healthy root chakra. And now we're going to plant drops of truth in the center of this. Imagine that the flower just absorbs like drops of rainwater. Plant in the center of this chakra. God is my safety and security. I belong to God. God is my safety and my security. I belong to God. And a third time, God is my safety and my security. I belong to God. Breathe in. Imagine this root chakra, this beautiful red rose, absorbing those affirmations of truth, just drinking it in, saying yes, yes, yes. As you re-anchor yourself in the truth, you remember where your safety and security comes from, where it is, how it works, which is always and always through God, and that you belong. You so deeply matter to God. Breathe that in. I matter to God. I belong to God. No longer seeking belonging in the world, no longer burdening your relationships with that which they're not even here to do. We've cut the cords, we've set them free. We belong to God, we belong to ourselves. And from there, we share ourselves generously in all of our relationships. Imagine this root chakra, this flower now beginning to close upon itself, the leaves closing in as a flower does at the end of the day as the sun sets, just wrapping its loving petals around the truth that has been planted in it, anchoring it even more deeply throughout the upcoming evening. I belong to God. I am safe and secure in God. This is what is true. Take another deep breath as you begin bringing your attention back into the room you're in. As you open your eyes, open them from the place of knowing God as your source, as your safety and security. So that as you look upon this world, even though it appears all the same, you are different. You no longer want from it what it can never give. That's amazing. That's a miracle. That is a true miracle.